Beneath China, there is a tomb so dangerous that even today, with modern technology, we still refuse to open it. Not because it is lost, not because it is forgotten, but because it was built to kill anyone who entered. Inside this sealed mountain lies an emperor who did not accept death, and an underground empire designed to rule forever. This is not a legend. This is not a myth. This is the tomb the world is afraid to touch. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unite all of China, was a man driven by a fear most rulers never openly admitted. From his youth, he understood that death was the ultimate betrayal, a threat no army could prevent, no war could hold back, and no loyalty could fully protect against. In a world where kings fell overnight and dynasties collapsed, he became obsessed with outlasting everyone, even death itself. His rise to power was marked not only by conquest, but by a meticulous understanding of human ambition and treachery. He saw betrayal in every glance and plotted against potential rivals before they moved. In this environment, the thought of succumbing to mortality became a tormenting obsession. As emperor, he poured resources into the search for immortality. Scholars and alchemists were dispatched across mountains, deserts, and seas to find the elusive elixir of eternal life. Expeditions returned with failure, yet each setback only fueled his obsession. His attention soon shifted to a more controllable eternity, the afterlife. Qin Shi Huang envisioned a tomb that was not a grave but a continuation of his empire beneath the earth. Thousands of artisans, engineers, and laborers were conscripted to build this underground kingdom in absolute secrecy. Streets, palaces, mountains, rivers, and even a replica of the night sky were constructed to mirror the empire he ruled. Above ground, the terracotta army, now famous for its thousands of life-sized clay soldiers, was only a fraction of his vision. These warriors, each uniquely sculpted and positioned in meticulous formation, were to guard him forever. Beneath them lay corridors, chambers, and lethal devices, including flowing mercury rivers that mirrored the vast waterways of China. The tomb was designed to protect the emperor, to preserve his authority, and to punish any intruders with deadly precision. Tens of thousands of workers labored in silence. Many never emerged alive. Families were relocated to keep the project hidden. Even close advisors could not know the tomb's full layout. Qin Shi Huang's obsession transformed the tomb into a lethal labyrinth, a symbol of his relentless desire to dominate both life and death. Every corridor, every figure, and every river reflected his fear and ambition. Today, despite modern technology, this tomb remains sealed. It is a silent testament to the emperor who tried to escape mortality and to rule even after death, leaving behind a legacy that is as terrifying as it is monumental. Beneath the unassuming mound on the plains of Xi'an, a vast underground empire was slowly coming to life under Qin Shi Huang's obsessive direction. This was no ordinary tomb. It was an entire miniature capital, filled with palaces, streets, rivers, and fields, all designed to serve the emperor eternally. The craftsmanship was extraordinary. Artisans worked with precision, carving each stone to exact measurements, painting murals that mirrored the sky and the seasons. But beyond its architectural brilliance lay a far more sinister purpose. Every corridor, every chamber, and every mechanism was intended to repel, trap, or kill intruders. Mercury flowed through the tomb's channels, mimicking the rivers of China above ground. Ancient texts describe the halls as glowing with silver waters, and modern soil tests have revealed dangerously high mercury levels. Surrounding the mound, crossbows and arrow mechanisms were built into hidden walls, ready to fire upon anyone attempting to enter. The tomb was a death trap, a fortress, and a statement of absolute power. Qin Shi Huang's fear of death became a tangible, lethal force. Thousands of workers, conscripted from across the empire, labored under brutal conditions. Many were sealed within the tomb or buried nearby to protect its secrets. Villages were moved, families displaced, and no one could know the full design of this underground empire. The scale of his ambition was staggering. Even centuries later, modern archaeologists have only begun to scratch the surface of its secrets. The terracotta army, already awe-inspiring, was only the first line of defense, the visible proof of a ruler who refused to be conquered by death. Every detail, from the rivers to the miniature palaces, reflected Qin Shi Huang's obsession. He sought not immortality in life, but dominance in death, and he succeeded in creating a monument that remains both mesmerizing and terrifying, a perfect symbol of a ruler whose fear of mortality shaped an empire and defied centuries of history. To this day, the tomb remains sealed, a silent warning to anyone who might think to challenge the emperor. Even now, over 2,000 years later, when the terracotta army was accidentally discovered in 1974, the world glimpsed only the surface of Qin Shi Huang's obsession. The emperor who sought to cheat death had left behind a warning, a labyrinth, and a kingdom underground that remains largely untouched to this day. Modern technology has revealed some of the tomb's secrets, including rivers of mercury, hidden chambers, and mechanical traps. But the main tomb remains sealed. Excavating it could be catastrophic. Mercury exposure, collapsing chambers, and ancient mechanisms could all pose lethal threats. And perhaps more importantly, the tomb embodies a psychological danger. It reflects the mind of a ruler who would not accept death and who built a world to maintain control beyond the grave. Qin Shi Huang's obsession extended to every aspect of life and death. The tomb, the terracotta army, and the underground empire were all extensions of his fear, his desire for eternal power, and his absolute control. Yet, even with all his precautions, he could not escape mortality. The emperor died in 10 BCE, far from the immortality he sought. His empire began to fracture soon after, proving that no matter how carefully one plans, death is the ultimate equalizer. And yet, the tomb endures, silent and foreboding. It is a testament to human obsession, ambition, and fear. Visitors and scholars alike are drawn to its mysteries, knowing that beneath the earth lies a ruler who tried to dominate eternity. The story of Qin Shi Huang's tomb is not just about power or history. It is a chilling reminder of how fear can drive monumental achievement, of how obsession can shape empires, and of how the desire to control life and death can leave a mark that lasts for millennia. To this day, it is as if the emperor still watches from beneath the earth, commanding his army, ruling a kingdom no one dares enter, a ghost of ambition that lingers in the shadows of history. If you thought the terracotta army was impressive, this is only the beginning. Qin Shi Huang built not just a tomb, but a kingdom underground, a place designed to kill, to protect, and to rule forever. Subscribe and turn on notifications to follow the full story of rulers who tried to defy death and what history teaches us about obsession, power, and fear.